Hi guys, how you doing? This is Madhvi from TaroticallySpeaking.com, the blog where I talk about all the things that I've learned from and about the tarot cards. I also review decks, books about tarot, and I also make videos now about tarot, which is pretty cool. I also do tarot card readings and mentor students who are interested in learning tarot, and I also conduct really intensive tarot workshops. So if you're interested in any of those, check out the links in the description below. Okay, so this video that we are doing today is going to be about setting the like following it's all about the theme and intention of the month, the next month, which is November 2018. And now it's kind of a continuation of the previous month's theme and intention in a way. If you're wondering what that is about, if you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link up here so you can check it out. Meanwhile, just a quick recap is that the month of October, my theme was all about facing your shadow or looking at your shadow. And I purposefully chose two cards from the tarot deck to kind of, signify the energies there, the devil and the moon. And those were the two energies that I was working with, in the whole month. And I have been working, and I will, there's a few more days to go. So I will continue to work with those energies a little bit and explore those energies on a personal level for me. But and then I asked the Lenormand cards. That was what I did in the last spread. I asked the Lenormand cards for guidance on how I can sort of make that happen. So that's what you will see in that previous spread. So in this spread, I'm just going to continue with that theme, and I'm going to ask the Lenormand cards how I should go about embracing the shadow, because now that the whole concept being face the shadow, look at the shadow, the next step is obviously to embrace it. And I've already gone ahead and I've mixed up the cards and I've shuffled it, so I'll shuffle them some more. But yeah, the basic idea this month, in the month of November, is to take all that I have learned from, working and playing with these two cards all of this month, and journaling and thinking and talking and internalizing and all of that, looking at the shadow aspects that these two cards brought about in front of me. Mostly, I believe it was to do with, the way I looked at, the men in my life. That's what the cards had asked me to focus on. There's a lot of experiences, I guess, I've gone through, and so, well, it's very personal. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make here is, this time, the whole point is to embrace the shadow. And so I'm going to again ask my Lenormand cards to guide me very practically what I should do to embrace this aspect of the shadow, the darker sides, of my nature, which I have suppressed simply because of certain interactions with the opposite sex, right? The devil, the moon. So, how do, now that I have sort of started to bring them out, how do I embrace them? How do I integrate with them? That's the question for my Lenormand cards. Okay, I'm just going to put them aside so it makes it a little bit easy for me to make the fan here. I'm sorry if you've heard any noises. That's how it is in my house sometimes. All right, so okay, 5 cards. That's what I'm feeling. All right. So how do I go about embracing my shadow? Just arranging the cards. This is the tricky part, doing the spread and making sure it fits in the camera screen, whatever. Okay, here we go. The cards are all straight and stuff. Okay, anyway, let's open them up. We have Sun, which is all about clarity, exposure, bringing into light. What do you want me to bring into light? The journey, right? Ship is all about the journey, the travel. So look very carefully or expose or bring into light the journey of this promise, this deal, this commitment that you have made. About the lucky breaks. Yeah, Clover is quick luck or the lucky breaks. About men. Oh my goodness. You guys saw that, right? I just pull these cards out. This is weird when the cards really speak to you like that, right? So like I kind of fast forward saw the earlier videos that I made about this topic, and essentially one of the videos I obviously talked about where I know it's not like all the men I met were assholes, and there were good guys that I have met and good men that I have met in my life too, and those were the ones that brought me hope. Looking at those men, I realized that okay, there are good people out there, there are good men out there. Not everybody is a jerk, and not everybody is looking to take advantage of you in various ways, right? So that is what started my journey really towards healing. In the scheme of things, it was me checking myself, saying, hey, I can't just paint everybody in the same brush. I have to, look at each individual on a case-by-case basis, and maybe there are some telltale, red flags that I have not looked at, or some patterns that I have not looked at, and that is, one way to recognize which guy is a good guy and which guy is not a good guy. And again, I'm not talking in terms of romance, always, it's a broader sort of language that I'm looking at. So what the cards are saying, that in order for me to embrace the negative experiences or the lessons really that I have learned from these negative experiences, and the anger essentially that I have inside of me, the rage that I have inside of me, that has emerged from these experiences, these and sometimes even the deep fears that have been evoked because of these experiences. For me to embrace them now that I have named them, now that I have looked at them, I must integrate them. And in order for me to do that, I should look really, explore this journey very, very clearly, look at all the, because the sun will kind of obliterate the shadows, and look at this journey that I have taken, and look at all the hidden parts, shine a light in that journey really, and see that this is, if I were to really say this is maybe some kind of a karmic promise or deal, because the ring also talks about something that keeps going round and round. And so in this might be also a very deeper level karmic journey that I have experienced, that maybe there were these karmic debts that I had to repay, which is really hard. That is the hard part to digest, right? That when negative experiences come in your life, and you look at them and you say, why did this happen to me? And one of the possible explanations that is often given to us is, karmic journey. And you're like, hey man, why should I be subjected to negative experiences? What kind of, bad things have I done to deserve this? Right? And maybe you didn't do it in this life, maybe you did it in the past life. It's one of those explanations that you often find when you're on that journey. And the hard part is to digest or to accept the fact that, hey, maybe in a previous lifetime, I was not a good guy, I was a bad guy. Yeah, I was, it can happen. We go through all sorts of iterations and versions. We're not always good people in past lives, and that is the hardest part to accept, really, is that, at one point of time I may have done bad things to other people, and today I'm paying the price for it, right? Now, that was also one of the harder lessons that I had to come to terms with in my journey. Also, maybe, and if you don't believe in that school of thought, you believe in another school of thought where you say, "Oh, I made a promise to myself before I was born that I would put myself in the path of these experiences so that I will learn something important and valuable from them." So it could be that promise. Also, while I am looking at the shadow, facing it, embracing it, and naming it, all of that, it is a promise that I am making to myself as well, that I will do all of this and I will heal myself, right? So shine a light on this journey of these various promises that you have made to yourself, and then because of these, the lucky breaks with men that have come your way. So maybe on that journey, it's not always the negative, it's also the good positive experiences that have helped me heal. So this, using these positive experiences as a gateway towards finding that healing, towards finding the way to embrace the shadow, and to kind of shed a light, and to kind of by shining the light in the dark spaces, you remove the dark spaces, right? That is kind of the message that I am getting here, about for next month, when the theme is embracing your shadow. So I find this is a very, very deep and profound message. Again, I'm being called to write about it and journal about it. If you guys are also planning on doing a similar spread, even if it's a different theme, I would love to hear about it, and share with me on email, in the comment section, whatever you prefer. If you want to keep it private, send me a private email. I'm cool with that, and we can talk about it. And it's really great to interact with all of you guys. So I really want to know what you think. Put your thoughts in the comment section, okay? If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you find this concept pretty interesting, because we are now approaching November, and December will be, then it will be like a whole year of these theme and intention videos that I have done. So if you really like it, share it, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing something even more interesting. I'm thinking of continuing this theme and intention in next year as well. But there'll be, of course, a lot more interesting stuff as usual coming up. I'm sitting and making all these plans. So yeah, right, if you like it, hit the like button, share, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, not all that sales pitchy stuff, but yeah, self-promotion is also part of the story, right? So yep, and I will talk to you in my next video, where I'll be doing the monthly prediction for November. So stay tuned. And in the meantime, stay good, be good, play with your cards. Bye for now.